GB News presenter reshuffle. Isabel Webster's sudden departure leaves Eamonn Holmes gutted. Eamonn Holmes has been left reeling as a major GB News shake-up sees Isabel Webster exit from The Breakfast Show, and she's not the only one. Here's what's happening at the channel. When GB News launched in June 2021, it aimed to change the British broadcasting scene with its bold, personality-driven approach. In just a few short years, the channel grew to become one of the UK's most talked-about networks. With presenters like Anne Diamond, Andrew Pierce and Eamonn Holmes, the channel has been attracting millions of viewers monthly. However, it looks like the network bosses are taking up a new strategy now, as a recent shake-up has left both viewers and presenters stunned. The sudden departure of Breakfast Show co-host Isabel Webster has come across as a shocking move. What's more, she's not the only one affected by the GB News shake-up. GB News chaos. What do we know so far, and who is going to replace Isabel Webster? GB News is no stranger to controversies since its inception. From the Dan Wootton scandal to calls for the channel being axed, it has seen everything. Their recent shake-up has only added fuel to the fire. It was revealed this week that Isabel Webster, a key fixture of The Breakfast Show alongside Eamonn Holmes, has been replaced by Ellie Costello, a younger face on the network. It is understood Costello will now co-host The Breakfast Show with Holmes from Monday to Wednesday and Stephen Dixon from Thursday to Friday, reports The Standard. While Webster herself hasn't addressed the news on social media, an insider has revealed that Holmes is gutted by the news of her departure. The insider told The Sun that the duo were loved by the viewers, and only recently Webster posted on her Instagram thanking people for her last show of 2024 on the channel with brighter hopes for 2025. Entertainment celebrities. GB News presenter reshuffle. Isabel Webster's sudden departure leaves Eamonn Holmes gutted. Published on December 20, 2024 at 12:14 p.m. by Yukti Malhotra. Eamonn Holmes has been left reeling as a major GB News shake-up sees Isabel Webster exit from The Breakfast Show, and she's not the only one. Here's what's happening at the channel. Copyright David Benett. Getty Images. Get ready for more personalized recommendations. HereDiscoveryfeed. When GB News launched in June 2021, it aimed to change the British broadcasting scene with its bold, personality-driven approach. In just a few short years, the channel grew to become one of the UK's most talked-about networks. With presenters like Anne Diamond, Andrew Pierce and Eamonn Holmes, the channel has been attracting millions of viewers monthly. Discover our latest podcast. However, it looks like the network bosses are taking up a new strategy now, as a recent shake-up has left both viewers and presenters stunned. The sudden departure of Breakfast Show co-host Isabel Webster has come across as a shocking move. What's more, she's not the only one affected by the GB News shake-up. Belly fat removal cost in Thailand might astonish you. Search ads. GB News chaos. What do we know so far, and who is going to replace Isabel Webster? GB News is no stranger to controversies since its inception. From the Dan Wootton scandal to calls for the channel being axed, it has seen everything. Their recent shake-up has only added fuel to the fire. It was revealed this week that Isabel Webster, a key fixture of The Breakfast Show alongside Eamonn Holmes, has been replaced by Ellie Costello, a younger face on the network. It is understood Costello will now co-host The Breakfast Show with Holmes from Monday to Wednesday and Stephen Dixon from Thursday to Friday, reports The Standard. Drone captures something no human eye has seen before. Unique photos from drones who see the world in a way we never could. Web links. While Webster herself hasn't addressed the news on social media, an insider has revealed that Holmes is gutted by the news of her departure. The insider told The Sun that the duo were loved by the viewers, and only recently Webster posted on her Instagram thanking people for her last show of 2024 on the channel with brighter hopes for 2025. Insisting that Holmes is sad over the news of Webster leaving, the insider said. Eamonn has loved working with Isabel over the years, and they're incredibly popular with viewers as a duo. They were both fully expecting to reunite in 2025 after doing their final show of the year yesterday. It was a real shock to everyone involved. Eamonn's gutted about it, and the fact that he's been blindsided has made it even worse. Isabel's been a massive source of comfort to him during a terribly difficult year following his separation from Ruth Langsford. He's still reeling from the news. Amidst this, a senior channel insider hinted at a potential reason behind her departure and told Mail Online. Isabel was too woke and not on message. Isabel Webster's journey on GB News. Like Holmes, Webster's exit may feel deeply personal for many viewers. A veteran broadcaster, Webster joined GB News in 2021 and brought in her extensive experience from Sky News and the BBC. Before becoming a household name, Webster grew up in Surrey. According to the Press Gazette, she studied politics and theology at the University of Bristol and earned a postgraduate diploma in broadcast journalism from City, University of London. Webster's career spans radio and television, including stints at local BBC services and several prominent roles at Sky News, where she anchored major programs. Her partnership with Holmes is also not new. It began years ago on Sky News' Sunrise show, making their reunion on GB News' breakfast show a nostalgic highlight for fans. With her warm, approachable style, Webster quickly became a beloved figure on the channel, making her sudden departure all the more shocking. Webster's heartfelt confession before her exit, adding to the emotional weight of her departure, is her recent candid confession about the financial pressures of parenthood. In an interview, Webster opened up about her fears of not being able to provide the same financial support to her children as her parents did for her, reports The Express. She shared her gratitude for the help she received from her parents when she bought her first flat and hoped she could do the same for her kids when the time comes. She said, her parents, helped me to buy my first flat. That meant I never really got to a place where I was struggling to make ends meet, thanks to their generosity. They didn't spoil me or my brother, but they helped us out whenever we would have struggled otherwise. I don't know if I'll be able to do the same for my kids. On being questioned about her number one financial priority, she replied, "To give my kids the best launch in life like my parents did for me. We are already saving to help our kids through school and university." With her sudden departure from GB News, Webster's plans may be put on hold. Others who have been affected by the sudden GB News shake-up. Webster's exit is just one piece of the puzzle in GB News' ongoing shake-up. Mark Dolan, another prominent presenter of the channel, announced this week that he had been relieved of his duties. This came after years of hosting popular shows like Mark Dolan Tonight and Friday Night Live. Dolan took to X and wrote, "Statement. GB News have made the decision to permanently relieve me of my duties at the channel. I will speak publicly about this in due course." While Dolan's Saturday night slot faced stiff competition from Strictly Come Dancing, insiders suggest his fluctuating stance on Brexit may have also played a role in his dismissal. Meanwhile, Jacob Rees-Mogg, the conservative M-panned host of State of the Nation, has seen his on-screen presence significantly reduced. Previously hosting the show 4 nights a week, Rees-Mogg will now appear only on Mondays and Tuesdays. Newer faces like Ben Leo and Josh Howie are set to take on expanded roles, signaling a potential shift in the network's strategy. GB News head of programming, Ben Briscoe, described these changes as part of a renewed focus and ambition to maintain the channel's competitive edge. Read more. Eamonn Holmes getting serious with new GF. Source says he talks openly about plans to remarry Alistair Stewart. Everything we know about the GB News presenter's career after dementia diagnosis. GB News Anne Diamond struggles with stonkingly high blood pressure a year after breast cancer diagnosis. Who is Ellie Costello? Eamonn Holmes' GB News co-star's personal life and stalking ordeal. Eamonn Holmes will be joined by new co-host Ellie Costello on GB News after Isabel Webster has been let go from the channel. The 31-year-old will be on The Breakfast Show every weekday, presenting with Eamonn Monday to Wednesday and continuing to be on screens Thursday and Friday with Stephen Dixon. Her increased responsibility comes as the broadcaster has gone through a major shake-up ahead of the new year. Head of Programming and Talent on GB News Ben Briscoe has said it will allow him to build on this success with a renewed focus and ambition. But who is the woman taking over the role? Here's everything you need to know about Ellie. Who is Ellie Costello? The only way is Essex for Ellie, who was born and raised in the southern county by her teacher parents. She is very proud of her roots, previously saying, "Some of the most down-to-earth, warm and genuinely lovely people are from my county." Ellie joined the media industry after doing an English literature degree at Southampton and completing her master's in broadcast journalism at London City University. She began her career at the BBC World Service, but jumping across to the Victoria Derbyshire show. Here, she worked on big investigations including influencers being solicited for sex and the presence of bullying in the British beauty industry. Speaking about why she got into journalism, she explained, "I'm a naturally gregarious person, a storyteller, and incredibly curious. It's a great feeling to interview people, whether they're top politicians, celebrities, or our viewers from around the country. I always learn something new." She joined GB News when it launched in 2021 as a Southeast reporter, before stepping in for the weekend breakfast alongside Stephen Dixon. Ellie is now a weekday presenter. Does Ellie Costello have a partner? Yes, Ellie has a partner, and is planning their wedding after they became engaged in 2023. The proposal took place during a holiday to Phuket in Thailand, with Ellie later informing fans of the happy news. "There's so little good news in the world right now. I hope you don't mind me sharing some of my own white heart ring. I said yes," she wrote. Ellie chooses not to show the face of her partner or share his name, so the Instagram snaps were of the pair looking away from the camera during a sunset on a boat and her sparkly ring. Ellie Costello's stalking ordeal. Ellie has spoken out about being stalked by a man who she interviewed via Zoom. They spoke twice on the platform, before connecting on X, and exchanging polite messages. However, things quickly escalated into, "I love you. I love seeing you in the mornings. You're so precious. You're so special. When am I seeing you? This is driving me insane." It was a terrifying experience and really affected my ability to be relaxed when out and about doing my job, she recalled. Often, Ellie will reveal her location at the start of a news report, but that became a scary part of her role, and made her feel like a sitting duck. "After doing my first live of the day, I knew that I had exposed myself, and I would spend the rest of my shift looking over my shoulder, waiting for my perpetrator to show up," Ellie told GB News. "Then the fear would kick in, and that fear is a strange one to try and explain. It comes from an uneasiness about what that person wants with you. Do they want to say hello? Do they want a photo? A hug? Or do they want to do you some harm?" He pleaded guilty to stalking and harassment at court in late 2022, and was sentenced to a suspended prison sentence and a 5-year restraining order. Inside Ellie Costello's celebrity friendships, including with Peter Andre. When Peter Andre, 51, guest hosted on GB News in 2023, he was paired up with Ellie, and their social media posts indicate that they formed a firm friendship. In one video, they danced to the song, "Made for Me" by Mooney Long, which includes the lyrics, "Nobody knows me quite like you." It was a viral trend earlier this year, with the pair jumping on it to indicate their bond. "He's just as delightful as everyone says he is. A total joy presenting breakfast with at Peteranda for the past 2 days, Sun TV," she also shared. She also previously worked with Eamonn, 65, stepping in to host the show alongside him when Isabel, 42, is away. Is Ellie Costello on Instagram and TikTok? Ellie uses her social media to keep fans updated on her life. Her Instagram, username Ellie Costello TV, currently boasts 21k followers. The posts include photos of her outfits for GB News shows, and how she spends her leisure time, including excursions to Soho Farmhouse and Taylor Swift gigs. On her TikTok account, Ellie explains, she informs app users of the biggest news stories in comprehensible ways.